There was a worshipper, a saint in the days of Banu Israel. He was worshipping in a cave of a mountain for the last 70 years. 70 years. Almighty Allah revealed to a prophet of that time and sent him to that worshipper and asked him to go and tell him that Almighty Allah has rejected your worship of the 70 years. So the prophet came and told him, you are the worshipper who has been worshipping here for the last 70 years? He said, yes, I think so. So I am a prophet and I am here to tell you, to inform you that Almighty Allah has sent a message to you that your worship of 70 years have been rejected. The worshipper got up and started dancing in a state of ecstasy and singing. He asked, what happened to you? Your efforts and worships of 70 years have been rejected. They have gone, futile and useless. And instead of crying, you would have died. You are still happy and you are still pleased and you are dancing. Why? He said, he accepts my worship and my service or not. This is his exclusive decision. Acceptance or rejection of my service is an exclusive decision of my beloved Lord. I have no concern with this decree, with this judgment. This is up to him. My concern is at least he has sent a message to me. My concern is at least the day has arrived when my service, my servanthood, my worshipping has achieved its destination, because this is the day since 70 years I was here in this worship waiting for a message from my beloved. Today at least he has sent a message to me. I have no concern with the substance of message, whether he has accepted my servanthood or he has rejected it. This was his exclusive option and degree and his prerogative. I have nothing to do with it. My concern is that he has sent a message. Finally he sent a message to me. I have come in his eyes. He has written anywhere my name, although in the name of the rejected ones. Maybe in the list of rejected ones, at least he has written my name anywhere in any book. Oh my beloved sons and daughters, there are two different ways to view your worship, to view your servanthood, to view your conduct, to view your acts of piety and deeds towards Almighty Allah. One way is just for the sake of reward, just for the sake of reward, for the sake of Jannah, for the sake of virgins, hurs, and higher status of the life hereafter. And other view is, it has no concern with any kind of reward. Other view is just for the sake of a smile of your beloved Lord, just for the sake of prayer of your beloved Lord, just for the sake so that you come in his counts. So the awliya, the saints, they worship Almighty Allah and become true servant of Almighty Allah and adopt permanent servanthood just for the sake of prayer. That's why their every act becomes an act of worship. Their every single act becomes an act of worship. Not only the prayer is an act of worship, not only the fasting is an act of worship, not only performing pilgrimage is an act of worship, not only building mosques is an act of worship, not only preaching and propagation is an act of worship. I swear by Almighty Allah, you become a true servant of God, you become a true lover of God, then you do whatever you want for the sake of his prayer according to his commandment. You give water to a thirsty dog, it is an act of worship. You give water to a thirsty cat, you feed a cat, it becomes an act of worship. You save life of a dying person, it is an act of worship. You commit an act of piety. You commit an act of generosity. It becomes an act of worship. You feed people. It is an act of worship. You forgive them their faults. It is an act of worship. You be pleased to them. It is an act of worship. You don't cause any difficulty to them. It is an act of worship. You become modest. It is an act of worship. You become kind to the creatures of Allah. It is an act of worship. You become generous to the people. It is an act of worship. It is not conditioned with the faith. Maybe Muslims or non-Muslims. Maybe pious or maybe sinful. Maybe good, maybe bad. Maybe your friends or maybe your enemies. If you act generously with your enemies, if you act kindly with the enemies, even those who had harmed you, this is an act of worship. So you have to adopt this kind of conduct and behavior. A moderate conduct, a kind conduct, a mild conduct, a conduct of kindness, a conduct of mercy, a conduct of compassion, a conduct of generosity, a conduct of forgiveness, a conduct of morality, a conduct of integration, a conduct of service. This conduct will take you towards the friendship of Allah. Every single act would be counted as act of worship. And those who perform obligatory prayers and go for Hajj, for pilgrimage, and fast in the month of Ramadan, and recite the Holy Quran, and perform all good deeds according to Quran and Sunnah. On the one hand, this is the religious life. But on the other hand, they kill mankind. They destroy their houses. They attack on the people. And they create disturbance in human society. They create rift and division in human society. They spread hatred on the people. Instead of working for cohesion, they work for division. They disintegrate the people of the society. They hate the people. They become harsh. They become arrogant. They become extremists. They become terrorists. They become violent. They become militant. So if you adopt this kind of character, your every single mandatory act of worship would be rejected, would be rejected, would be rejected.
Allah